Welcome back to Words of Paradise. I'm your host, Leon Idol, and welcome to the first video of 2023. I'm actually recording this on 2023 at 2 a.m. because I want to just, get started early, get the new year start fresh. And what better way to start it off than with a reaction to another anime cipher from one of the greats, Cam. I don't know if I've actually reacted to anything from Cam's studies specifically. I've reacted to stuff he's been featured in, but I don't think I've done a Cam Steady reaction. So this is the Pokemon Gym Leader rap cipher featuring Chichi, Peso Pete, Mateo, and more. So let's go through this, take a look. I'll give my honest reactions because, let's be honest, sometimes these are better than others. Certain rappers are better than others. Now, right out the gate, Cam Steady, Chichi, and Peso Pete, Mateo, that's pretty stacked. I don't know who else is in it, but I don't know if I'm going to be seeing any major mistakes or things to gripe about, but we'll see. If there's one thing I can say about Cam and his Pokemon ciphers, it's that he's a bit more basic. His normal screaming, aggressive shtick that he does, which personally I prefer, isn't really present in these. I assume because Pokemon's a lot more accessible than some of his more niche things. But without further ado, let's get reacting. Out the gate, that sounds like a nice little video game beat. Okay, it's just the Kanto Gym Leaders. I'll put your mascot in the bad spot. Must be smoking on that blow if you thinking your shotgun crack rocks. 6 seconds like this was a vine. Well, you can't handle this grind. 6 seconds like this was a Vine. That's a good, nice, dated internet reference that, we all remember Vine. I personally was not a fan of Vine, but we all remember Vine. You twisted like finger signs when I bind. Spectacular tackle attack, leaving them limpid. Obviously bind, that was a reference to the Pokemon move bind. I have a feeling I'm going to be pausing a lot during this one. I'm off to get some joy, bro. I'm nurse sipping. Weather can battle, we're talking to girls I crush hard. Smoother than Onyx, leaving your team astonished. Yeah, I know you into me. Oh, alright, so let's talk about that last verse, then I'm going to wind it back, because I've said before, I love Hala CG. But Chichi is my favorite of all the females in this sort of nerdcore genre. That was a pretty good verse. I was not familiar. His name was Omega. What was it? Omega Sparks. Yeah, not familiar with him. Haven't seen him in anything. He had a very DMX vibe, which I can appreciate. Like, that's not a style you hear a lot, especially not in the nerdcore sphere. So yeah, that was pretty good. I don't think it's going to be the best verse in here, but for an introduction to Omega Sparks, good work, man. Appreciate it. Alright, let's go with my girl Chichi. That was a great little, the water got hotter, cascading victory, rhyming with a 90s kid OG. So she had multiple rhymes in that same scheme. That was good. Okay, here it is. Like, normally Chichi will do a really good rap, but where she shines is her singing. So obviously we're going to hear some of that here. I'm sure she's going to kill it. But that was really aggressive for Chichi. That's not normally how she attacks things. And again, keeping it fresh. I like it. That was a brilliant double wordplay right there. Fire types, Ash, because fire to Ash, but also the main character, Ash. Oh, Chichi, you clever girl, you. Okay, so Peso Pete is awesome. Peso Pete has a very unorthodox way of rhyming. He will rhyme a lot of words with the same word, which I've talked in the past how I don't like. With his weird drawl, he can do it, and drawl is the best word I have for it because, I mean, he's American, I'm also American. I don't really call it an accent because it doesn't really have an accent, but I don't know. It works for Peso Pete. Also, he's doing my favorite gym leader, at least from Gen 1, which is, Lieutenant Surge. So, yeah, let's go, Peso.
See, that's what I mean. Vigilant, and then he get beat. And then, isn't it? He's got this very just unorthodox cadence in almost everything he does, but it works. Alright, that was a pretty short verse. And while not the best Peso Pete verse I've heard, I really did enjoy it. Just because, again, the intensity. There's something about him sounds very garage band. I know that sounds like an insult, but I mean it in the best way. There's just, while it's rap, it's got a punk rock feel in that it's very DIY, very unrefined, but the talent in that unrefined style is what is so impressive. You can have, I mean, Chichi, she's got a very clean style. You can understand every word she says. There's clear audio quality that's brilliant, and obviously the audio for all these guys is good. The mixing, the mastering, because it's all probably done in one session. I doubt they individually mix and master, except in very rare occasions. I've heard that DPS will occasionally do his own, even when he's on Cyphers. But the point is, Peso Pete has a very punk rock DIY just aura from his voice, and oh, that was cool. All right, let's. Oh, who was doing Erica? Let's see. Oh, Vice. Okay, someone that's new to me as well. Not heard of Vice. Wind it back. Let's see what you got, girl. I'm the best, heart and soul. They all attest. My grass is greener than the rest. Know what you gonna do? Confess. I'm giga draining your pockets. Gym battles, making more profit. This badge ain't sweet. You can't copy. Can't taste the rainbow. You lost it. I'm a sensation. Don't test my sensation. So I've always had mixed feelings about whether or not I enjoy the lyrics being in these videos. Because part of me is like, man, when you're listening to a rap song on the radio, you don't have lyrics. It's up to the rapper to be good enough to be able to enunciate, for you to be able to pick up on it and sing and rap along with it. And so, but also, I don't want to be a gatekeeping douche and be like, stop putting lyrics in, it's cheating. Because obviously, especially in a genre like this, when you're going to be doing a lot of like play on words, like sensation, that was really good. If I was just listening to this without the lyrics, I would have just assumed she said sensation. Like, not that that's a problem with her enunciating, it's just when you're going super fast, you don't always enunciate, at least not like when you're just speaking. So that was a nice little play on words there, and yeah, good work. You lost it, I'm a sensation. Don't test my patience. Start with the victory bell, my win's already made sure. Competition, oh please, in my region crazy. Can't do out of your league, don't underestimate me. Okay, see now, I did see some issues there though, so let's, I talked about this in the anime duos Cypher, I believe was the one, or no, maybe it was the Mastermind Cypher, I think it might be the second reaction I did to these. But I'm giga draining your pockets, gym battles, making more profit. This badge ain't sweet, you can't copy, can't taste the rainbow, you lost it. I'm a sensation, don't test my patience. Start with the victory bell, my win's already made sure. Yeah, right there, when she says made sure, there is no rhyme. Now, I was like, oh, that didn't rhyme, but maybe she's gonna go into a scheme where she ends the next, she'll end something that rhymes with sure, but she doesn't. Yeah, when she says underestimate me, she could have ended that with something that rhymes with sure, and then it would harken back to the Victory Bell line, plus she had all those rhymes with words that rhymed with me in that pocket. So, I mean, it's the only major criticism I have for that verse, especially for someone that I've never seen in the nerdcore scene before. So, all in all, it was pretty good, but that did kind of hit with a bit of a cringe moment there for a bit. But didn't ruin the whole verse, definitely hasn't ruined the Cypher. I still want to see more of Vice. I want to see what she can do and other stuff. Okay, JHB Boss doing Koga. Stepping in with ill intentions, ain't nobody getting closer to that. Always winning, killing any opposition, leave him resting when I'm on the attack. Go against me knowing it's a bad decision, leave him in despair, you getting smacked. It don't matter, boy, the team is always poison. When a challenge, you get put in the pack. One hit to leave him. So I've got mixed opinions on this, because it almost seems like JHB Boss is trying to kind of show off his speed here, even if it doesn't really work for this particular, song or this beat. Like everyone else they've had some good speed. Chichi had some more speed than I usually see her doing. Peso doing pretty much his average speed sort of thing. here, we're really only focusing on the hit of the rhyme, and we're not getting a whole lot of enunciation out of the individual words that come before it. Like, it just sounds like da-da-da-da, rhyme, da-da-da-da, rhyme. And don't get me wrong, it's rap. The rhyming is important, but I want to be able to understand all of it. And I think there's just not enough care being given to the enunciation because he's trying to fit in far too many words. I don't know if it's a showing off sort of thing, or if this maybe this wasn't the original beat he heard. I don't know, but let's see how it goes.
It don't matter what the team is always poison. When it's challenge, you get put in the bag. One hit will leave him seeing the multiples too sick, but the ones are untouchable. Been sleeping now, he leaving dysfunctional. He believing that he better be gullible. When you leave, you can't step to the squad. Team is toxic, you know what we on. She said he can handle the smoke, but he coughing. Had him wheezing, boy, he dead from the smog.
Alright, first of all, glad to see Frivolous on this. She's great. She's gonna kill it, I'm sure. Yeah, I don't know, like, it's not like he was going too fast to understand. That's not what it was. It just seemed like the word choice wasn't proper for what he was trying to pull off. Maybe that's what it was. I'm having trouble putting my finger on what was wrong with that one, but something definitely felt off about that verse. I don't know. You can tell me in the comments. Maybe I'm smoking crack. I know this was probably recorded before the Andrew Tate stuff, but when she said detained, I was waiting to see if there was a line that's going to rhyme with Tate, like a way to flip that. It's like, oh wait, they probably worked on this like weeks before in advance. But man, oh, good, what timing that would have been. On a CD, hear the gym leaders insane. Psychic powers activate, she always play big brain. If you will not be my friend, you will feel the pain. Alright, so that's an example. Yeah, before we go into this, which seems like it's going to be a nice, cool, hard stuff. Yeah, she clearly was not going near as fast as JHB Boss, but the way she delivered everything, her cadence, the way she, just let things roll off the tongue, there was more personality in that rhyme, even though there was less, things that are technically difficult. And I would take somebody that's got, like, charisma and vibe more than word intricacy any day. Because at the end of the day, you still want to be fun to listen to, and you want to be able to vibe with it. And fast rapping is impressive and cool, and getting a lot of words in and just 16, that's interesting, but it's not altogether something we haven't seen a million times. Whereas, yeah, what's being done here is it simpler? Technically, yes, but it's just oozing with personality that it's making it more fun. Telekinesis, telepathy, teleportation, let me tell it, not a magic trick, it's just manifestation. I got my abracadabra and you know Alakazam. If you can make me crack a smile, then you're the muse of my museum. Oh, that was a hard line. If you can make me crack a smile, then you're the muse of my museum. The muse in my museum. First of all, like, that, yeah, I don't even know what to say. That might be my favorite line so far in this whole Cypher. Good job, Frivolous. Alright, so Mateo's Blaine, which leaves... Okay, so yeah. Mateo's Blaine, Cam said he's going to be Giovanni, which I thought Cam had done Giovanni before, and maybe the villain Cypher, so doubling up. I wasn't expecting that, but alright. But Mateo's always good. He's got very intense. Let's see how he does this. Okay, see, he's obviously going faster than Frivolous did. Probably not quite as fast as JHB Boss tried to, or at least not trying to shove as many words in one in a bar. But that's, again, there's still more personality there. It just doesn't sound as generic. It's got this kind of, cocky swagger that, frankly, I don't think fits Blaine. I don't think it works for Blaine, but frankly, I'm not listening to this for the characters. I'm listening for the rappers, and it's Mateo doing what Mateo does, which is kind of have this inherently I'm better than you sound to his voice, and usually he can back it up. So yeah, that's I'm already appreciating this. Let me instruct my time. I'm ready to ride. He'll get charred by Arcanine, and nobody's gonna hear your barking die. That was also cool. I don't like that as much as the Frivolous line near the end, but that was pretty good. I enjoyed that. Who needs firearms when you got a magma? Look at my scars. I'm no saint, but I'll make every sin. make every sin a bar, because he's from Cinnabar Island. That's... Oh. Okay, now you have competition for the best line, Frivolous, because that was pretty dope. Alright. Who murders, tracks the Merkin brats. Alright, so yeah, Cam said he did do Giovanni, because it looks in the villain Cypher, because he's referencing that past cadence, the way he delivered those lines in the villain Cypher. So yeah, he's going to build off what he did all that time ago. And you know what? I'm cool with that. Plus, means I get to wind it back and hit the Cinnabar line one more time.
Scars, I'm no saint, but I make every sin a bar. Who murders tracks will market rats? I know you dwarfs don't heard about that. The Pokemon dog, about to son you like you silver. Every battle is a brick in the castle for the click. Rainbow Rocket, take no losses. Final bosses in this bitch. As you aim for the Hall of Fame, I'll be the goal. I'm holding ground, guarding at the gate. Take on the eighth, you better pray as the pavement quakes. And of the game you're gonna play with your Pokebang. The world is mine to take.
I wish that had been longer, I really do. And really not just for Giovanni, but for all of them. I feel like we didn't get a lot of the gym leaders characters in there. And I also felt like the rappers themselves were just barely getting into it by the time their verse ended. That was actually pretty standout. I said at the beginning of this that, go to my final thoughts, I can take this off here. But I said at the beginning of this that Cam doesn't normally do his more heavy screaming stuff, and he didn't in this, but I think because he was playing a bad guy, he had the leeway to go a little bit harder than he normally does on his Pokemon Cyphers, which I appreciate. I think the standouts for this were definitely of the classic crew, of, those that I've recognized and have recognized and been listening to for, a couple, 2-3 years now. Chichi, Peso, Mateo, Cam, and Frivolous. I think the standout was Chichi, had the standout verse, with Frivolous having the standout single bar. Of the newcomers, though, the ones I'd never heard before, Omega Sparks, man. And maybe it's just because it had that sort of fresh DMX-style energy that I've not heard in this genre yet. Man, I'm interested to see you do more. Like, that was pretty dope. Vice did good. I enjoyed her. I definitely want to hear more from her. But yeah, that was a good cipher. Still probably not my favorite of the Pokemon ciphers. I'm pretty partial to the Rivals cipher, or maybe it's the Champions cipher. Either way, both of those are great. Love the villains one as well. But yeah, this was good. There were definitely some good bars in this. It, brought a lot of talent together and not a whole lot of major issues. So yeah, all in all, excellent work, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And also follow me on Twitter. You can tell me what you think of this verse there. Find me at Bolt the Word. Also, make sure to listen to this without my pausing and reacting, so you can give Cam and crew the clicks and views that they deserve. And yeah, subscribe, please, because I've been working really hard to build this channel. This is the first video of 2023, so I'd like to start off with a bang. And maybe you'll stick around and get to see other stuff you enjoy as well. But until then, this has been Words of Paradise.